The Battle of the Saints, when the Caribbean got extra spicy. It's April 12th, 1782, and the waters of the Caribbean are shimmering like they've got no idea the chaos about to unfold. Imagine this. Two massive naval fleets, one French and one British, charging toward each other like frat bros spotting the last slice of pizza. At stake, control of the Caribbean, or maybe even the course of the American Revolution. The Battle of the Saints, or is it Saints? I'm not sure on the pronunciation, wasn't just a skirmish. It was a floating gladiator fight where cannonballs replaced swords, and whoops, there goes our mast, was a regular occurrence. Let's rewind a bit. Britain's naval supremacy was hanging by a thread after the French-Spanish-American bromance gave King George III more headaches than a bad wig day. The French, led by Admiral de Grasse, were riding high after their victory at the Battle of the Chesapeake and were hoping to do some serious flexing in the Caribbean. They wanted to capture Jamaica, a cash cow for the British, and deliver a knockout blow to British dominance. Meanwhile, the Brits weren't having any of that. Admiral Sir George Rodney, a man whose wigs probably had their own wigs, wasn't about to let the French strut into the Caribbean like they owned the place. Rodney and his fleet had just regrouped, and they were itching for a fight. Spoiler alert, Rodney's idea of a fight involved a brand new naval strategy that would become legendary. April 9th, 1782. The French fleet is cruising near Dominica like they're on a tropical vacation, and Rodney's fleet sneaks up like a Karen ready to talk to the manager. Both sides spend the next few days playing what can only be described as naval tag. Finally, on April 12th, the fleets collide near a group of islands called the Saints. De Grasse, commanding 34 ships of the line, was feeling confident. After all, the French were pros at looking classy while fighting. Rodney, with 36 ships, was less about class and more about pure British stubbornness. The battle kicked off in true 18th century style, with a whole lot of cannonballs flying and ships creaking like haunted houses. Now here's where it gets wild. Rodney pulls off a move called breaking the line, which is less about dance moves and more about sailing his ship straight through the French formation, dividing it like a Thanksgiving turkey. It's a bold, risky strategy that works like a charm. The French fleet gets tangled up, their formation falls apart, and suddenly it's every ship for itself. Picture the chaos. Smoke filling the air, cannonballs whizzing past, sailors yelling, and masts crashing like the world's worst game of Jenga. De Grasse's flagship, the Ville de Paris, becomes the ultimate target. Rodney's ship surrounded, pounding it with cannon fire until it's basically a floating sieve. De Grasse, realizing the jig is up, surrenders in what might be the least glamorous way possible for a man with Comte in his name. By the end of the day, the French fleet is in shambles. 4 of their ships are captured, 1 blows up spectacularly, probably from a sailor who was too eager with the gunpowder, and the rest limp away, battered and broken. Rodney, on the other hand, is victorious, and probably already planning how many times he can drop this win into casual conversation at parties. The Battle of the Saints didn't just save Jamaica, it reasserted Britain's naval dominance at a time when they desperately needed a win. For the French, it was a major blow. De Grasse went from hero to zero so fast that even his powdered wig probably felt the sting. Meanwhile, Rodney's innovative tactics became the stuff of legend, proving that sometimes thinking outside the ship really pays off. The Battle of the Saints wasn't just another naval battle, it was a turning point in maritime warfare. Rodney's breaking the line strategy showed the importance of innovation, even in the midst of chaos. This victory didn't end the American Revolution, but it bolstered Britain's position and reminded everyone why the Royal Navy was a force to be reckoned with. Here's the kicker. Despite his victory, Rodney didn't exactly get a hero's welcome. Back in Britain, critics accused him of being more interested in looting French ships than finishing the war. But Rodney didn't care. He had his victory, his reputation, and probably a new wig to celebrate. The Battle of the Saints was a fiery spectacle of strategy, chaos, and a little bit of sass. It was a reminder that history isn't just about dates and treaties, it's about the people, the risks, and the occasional cannonball to the mast. So next time you're sipping a rum cocktail in the Caribbean, raise a glass to the sailors who fought, the strategies that changed the game, and the wigs that stayed fabulously intact through it all.